If you guys don't know, there's a big recent video that's going viral, like crazy viral, about Cat Williams. So Cat Williams, everybody's just on his side out of nowhere now, right? I remember for a long time he was like a treated like a meme and treated not serious and stuff. But he was on this podcast or this interview show, whatever you want to call it, and he just went in on everybody, like Hollywood actors, like money, like everybody, comedians. It was pretty funny and also insane. Um, so he said Cat Williams and Dave Chappelle exposed sick Hollywood, and also Cat Williams wasn't lying. Videos side by side, receipts included. So we're gonna watch the first one, and then I'll do the second one because the second one has to do with like, which I noticed when I was younger. Why is it like it's like a weird thing? It's like a weird thing that I've seen, and I believe it's mostly with black community actors. I could be completely wrong, but I noticed it's more with black community actors. They wear the dresses like a community thing, like a comedy thing. Like they wore a dress for a comedy purpose. Like I always thought that was weird. Even when I was younger, I was like, what? Like I don't never find that kind of like wearing a dress is a joke. Even like with like other, like not just black comedians as well, but like in general, like wearing a dress, like I don't find that funny. Like I was like, it's because it's just basic, at this point, right? Maybe it was done for the first time ever, then yeah, like okay, it's not overdone, but it's like now it's been overdone in my opinion. But anyways, let's go over here and kind of go from there.
Do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had.
Halloween was a trip. Halloween, we couldn't afford no Halloween costumes.
Sorry, hold up. Let me put up the quality up higher. Hold up. I don't know why it's at 240p. Oh, and also I do like that he did put respect name on Bernie Mac. My opinion. Okay, here we go.
Out a bunch of people in the industry. Everyone from the Kings of Comedy, Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart.
I was never a big fan of Cedric the Entertainer, honestly. Never been a fan of him. Obviously, Bernie Mac. I mean, he's literally one of the kings of comedy around his era. Obviously, now is Dave Chappelle, in my personal opinion.
For all kinds of different reasons. Some for stealing jokes, others for claiming accolades that they never had. And the interview went viral. So some people had some things to say. A lot of the people who were named had some responses. On the whole stealing jokes allegation, a lot of people were really shocked to hear that Steve Harvey and Cedric the Entertainer stole jokes. I can tell you, they absolutely did. You can watch the videos themselves. They stole those jokes.
The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had.
Halloween was a trip. Halloween, we couldn't afford
Original
no
material.
Halloween costumes. 8 kids, please. Mama sent us down to the liquor store, put boxes on us. We didn't know what we were. I don't know what we are. I don't know. She didn't tell us. I think we UPS, I guess. I don't know.
You've heard me say that every Halloween I had the same outfit on. Every year. I just had a brown box. No, it wasn't nothing sad. I asked my father, could I have a new outfit? And he said, no, just wear the same one. And it was just a brown box. And he just told me to tell everybody I was a UPS man.
Cedric doesn't write.
Wow.
I'm sorry, he doesn't write.
Gas is entirely too high. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, the
you
gas
are not
goes?
supposed to be at the gas station making life decisions. You just at the pump. Just, Negro, did I eat today? I can't get no half a tank. I got 6 cigarettes. I can't even do it. That used to be, if you had $10, $15, you could go to the gas station with confidence because you knew you was either going to be full or damn near full. If you had a 20, you ain't even talk to the person at the counter. You just 20 on 11, bitch. Used to be, if you put $15 in your tank, you had time to bond with your vehicle. You had time to put the nozzle in and set the clicker and look through your car and clean off the dashboard and look through your CDs and run in the store and get some Pringles and a Snapper still be pumping. Now if you put $15 in, you can't even turn around good for that son of a bitch click. As soon as you put it in, just click, click.
Gas $4 a gallon. Can't even pump gas like you used to no more. $4 a gallon? You remember when you used to go to pump and put the nozzle in there and hit it? Be sitting there talking, be on your phone, hey, what's happening? Be walking around, cleaning the windshield.
Wow.
Speaking to hey, girl, what's happening? What you doing? Hey, you.
Wow.
Hey, dog, hey, you go in there, bring me a wine cooler. Bring me a
Wow,
cooler,
man.
dog. Not no more. Ain't nothing going on at that pump except you and that pump. Your ass is looking at that pump.
That is sad, honestly.
Give me some. Give me some. Give me some.
You couldn't hear like this. You flossing in a six-shift convertible.
I'm looking at my YouTube still. I'm fine right now still. What the hell is this? He's riding? Oh, I think I skipped a little part of it too. My bad. Man, these are old.
We coming to the moon. Oh, we'll be right behind y'all in space shuttles with Cadillac grills. Nigga just rolling, one headlight out. Tags be all wrong. All base. Y'all know we'll drive a space shuttle too. That's right up our damn alley. A space shuttle is long. They ain't scared no black folk. We'll drive a space shuttle. We grew up driving long cars. We'll drive a space shuttle like it's a 72 deuce and a quarter.
Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of Cedric and Turner
We be in a
comedies.
space shuttle like it's a 72
I wasn't a big fan of him. Oh wow.
Yeah, he stole those jokes. They both stole those jokes.
Wow, he did steal those jokes, dude. Wow. That's crazy, dude. I don't understand how you can steal a joke, especially when it's like caught on camera. You know what I mean? Like stealing jokes that were on camera. I don't get it. I mean, they got away with it for so many years, right?
Jokes.
So
Some people are like, how do you know? Listen, joke stealing is interesting because some people don't feel like it's a big deal. And yet, if one artist stole a song from another artist, you would think it's always right for the artist to pursue them in court. But I can't call somebody out for stealing my work. If you don't know the process of making a joke, especially when it's your, and it's still any joke. According to Katt's own words, this is one of his best jokes, one of the jokes he closed with. And you close on your best joke because you want people to leave the show on the highest note. That's
Yeah,
what
you
they
want people
stole.
to remember.
Making that joke is a lengthy process that can sometimes take years. And you take an idea, you go out.
yeah, I mean, like you'll experiment with the idea too, right? Like whatever you're creating and stuff like that, and then somebody steals it. At the end of the day, like all the hard work you put in, it just steals it like that, like with the fudge. Because it took a long time to create this, right? And that's how I feel about some of the AI art, right? It's like I understand in some cases, but it's like in some way, but it just sucks that like AI at one point is gonna steal your art style that you've been developing for so many years for someone just to take it and just go like that, like crazy, like easy peasy, right? And that's the sucky thing about with the internet and like the programs are getting better and faster and stuff like that. So it just sucks, you know, because like I would say the easiest thing for art is to create art and learn how to do art. The hardest thing is to finding your own style that makes you unique. That's the hardest thing about it. That's literally the hardest thing. You can take art, you can learn about art, how to draw within like a year or two, like the basics of it, and kind of developing throughout the years. But the hardest part is finding a unique style that fits you and what makes you different compared to every other artist out there. That's the hardest part, and it just sucks that nowadays it's just so easy to take it kind of thing. So, but yeah.
Out, you perform it, it bombs, it doesn't work well, it's clunky as fuck, but you gotta live through those awkward moments with those audience until you get to the point where it's this finalized product. So you go through all the ups and downs. You have other comedians watching you improve. Like, I know and memorize the acts of most of the comics I know because I see them so often and I see the progress. So you get happy watching them improve, and you get to talk with them backstage, and sometimes they offer you little tidbits. They're like, yo, you missed that. Well, last time you performed it differently. So you go through that whole ups and downs, and then you get to the point where it's ready for you to tour and do that stuff, and now you're proud because it's killing in front of crowds and they're loving it, right? In that 1 hour that you spent with the crowd, that 5 minutes that everyone's losing it on, right? You spent years crafting, and then someone comes along, sees your shit, and then think they just because they tittle with it a little bit or change the premise enough that they can get away with stealing it. Of course it's gonna burn you up because you strive for that, and now they taking the credit like it's their own tribulations when it's not. That'll irk anybody. That's why an artist who sees their melodies being stolen has recourse in courts, and that's why people who have jokes stolen want that same kind of recourse. Now, does this mean that Cedric the Entertainer and Steve Harvey aren't great entertainers? No, that's not what that means. Some people are great performers. Yeah, they're just good at performing other people's bits. All right, and they're not the first, they're not the last. And also, keep it a stack with you, people from that era stole a lot of jokes. Them old niggas was constantly seeing jokes. And you know what the worst part is? We're only hearing about it because it's Katt. You know how many times these motherfuckers stole from nobodies? You know, because some people just come up with 1 or 2 bits that are really great, and the rest of it
Joe
is
Rogan talks about that too.
But it's still theirs, right? Just because you're a one-hit wonder does not mean anyone has the rights to your song. And anybody who steals jokes like this, I promise you, they steal from us.
I think that one of them also too. I believe it was Steve Harvey that stole a joke from a kid, or that yeah, it was a kid comic. He was like 16 years old. He made a joke. He killed it. I believe it was a stuttering. It was like a stuttering joke, and I believe Steve Harvey stole that one too. And it's just like, really, bro, from a kid? Come on.
A lot more people. It doesn't just happen once. To be able, bold enough to steal from a famous person like Katt, because that shit was being performed on television. When they stole from him, they stole from a lot more people. And you can find it. There's all kinds of posts on forums, people doing side-by-sides of Steve Harvey with other people he might have stolen from. And those bits sound crazy similar.
That I can answer that question is by
Oh yeah, I saw this one on TikTok.
Story. It's a true story. See, there was this white family lived in Mississippi, and they had this man who worked for them occasionally named Bominicious. Now, he did various small jobs for them on and off for about a week. One night, he had just finished bartending a party, and the lady of the house realized that she didn't have any money. So she said to him, Bominicious, I want to write you a check, but I don't know how to spell Bominicious. And he said, well, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. See, when I came to work for you, I told you my name, and then I said, but you can call me by my initials.
Everybody around here call me Bominicious. It's fine, you call me that. Don't even worry about it. Everybody call me Bominicious. I'm like, all right. So all week long, my ass talking about, Bominicious, what up, boy? Hey, Bominicious, run to the store, grab some beer, come on back.
Wow.
My cousin said, what you calling him? Bominicious. He said, everybody call him Bominicious. It's all right for me to call him that. Like, nah, man, his name's CJ.
Like, you know what would be funny? Like it would have been fine if you got permission from the writer or the community that made that joke. That's different, right? When you get permission to do something, like, hey, can I take this? Can I use it as permission? Like, stuff like that. That would have been fine. Like, I don't think people would find a big deal of that, really, right? If he got an actual permission to use the joke. But I don't think he did. Or else this wouldn't I mean, I don't think he did, but we'll see.
He's saying you could call me by my initials. That's what he's saying.
Now here's the thing. It's not because 2 jokes sound similar that's inherently stealing. Everything is contextual. Okay, well, are you guys running in the same circles? Okay. How similar is a bit? Okay. Is it just topical? Meaning, when the Juicy Smollett stuff happened, a lot of people ended up writing the same jokes. People who never met each other on different continents. How did that happen? Because enough people looking at the same problem, enough people are going to come up with the same ideas when it comes to the solutions and things like that.
Yeah,
Same thing for jokes. When a lot of people are covering the same topic, but then you have to look at, okay, well, how similar are they? And if you look at Katt's bit, it's a very physical bit. He's doing motions, he's doing physical stuff. When you're replicating a lot of the same physical gestures, then I'm starting to look at you like, okay. When you're using a lot of the exact same words, then I'm looking at you like, okay, you've seen that bit before.
I think we UPS, I guess. I don't know.
And he just told me to tell everybody I was the UPS man.
As a matter of fact, it kind of happened to you. But it was not stealing. I remember that you did a joke about, we made a video about abortion. And we made a video about abortion. It's like we had like 30,000 subscribers on this channel. We made a video about abortion and how you asked the question. You're like, I just want to ask a question. And you said, if it's her body, her choice, shouldn't it be my money, my money? We filmed that, we cackle about it, we post that video, the video goes out. A couple of weeks after that, Dave Chappelle's special come out. And he had the same
Someone
joke.
DM'd me.
But
someone DM'd me, he's like, yo, Dave stole your joke. I'm like,
no,
are you dumb?
it's impossible. And I'm gonna tell you that because of to create a special, the joke that you have on that special, the time frame that it takes for you to build that joke, for it to be ready for that special,
it takes a
2
long
months
time.
after you release that video.
Yeah, it takes a long time.
It's crazy. That did not happen. But the similarity is possible. And that was for one line. Motherfucker, the whole bit?
No, he stole that shit. He stole that shit from Mike
Yeah.
Curry. That's 100% theft. And like, I know the difference. Like, when I'm in Montreal and some other random comic in Los Angeles is doing a similar bit, I've never published my stuff online, and we have the same bit, I'm not going to think he stole it, right? But when you're a famous person like Katt and you run the exact same circles as these dudes, they see each other in clubs, they watch each other on television, they stealing each other's shit. Yes, you can't get away with that kind of stuff. That's crazy. And here's the thing.
They kind of did for a while.
Before Steve even puts that shit up online, he has to be performing that shit in clubs. Somebody would have told him, yo, that's Katt's bit. There's no way you get away with that. Running that through a bunch of comedy clubs without him finding out. There's just no way. So, do I think these people? Absolutely. And also, here's another thing. Once you get to that kind of level of fame, all right, these cats, they don't write their own jokes. They don't even really do stand-up like that. No. People think because they were great in their young years, now they're doing all these movies, they're still great. No, they got writers. They got people who handle this stuff for them. That's how Kevin Hart got nabbed one time, is because he has people who write for him. The problem is, where are these guys getting their jokes from? Well, they go to clubs sometimes, and they just pilfering from people. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that because I feel like once like some of the people like once they get famous and get a lot of people around them, they do get lazy, right? If you've seen that with music artists, even like traditional artists with some kids, right? They get a lot of assistants. Like, no offense to that YouTuber, that one YouTuber that does, he has like a hair color. I forgot his name, but he does like a lot of like the custom iPhone customization stuff like that, and he doesn't really do all his artwork no more. He has like his friends group doing the artwork. There's some like within his style, and or to try to keep it like as much as possible within his style and all that. So we see that, like, you know, I'm not calling like super lazy or anything like that. I'm just saying that, like, yeah, once you become bigger, you have more assistants, stuff like that. I guess things get a little bit easier to do certain things and all that. But yeah, even with music, you know, like they used to not have ghostwriters, now they have ghostwriters because now they could pay for it, and now they could like kind of kick back a little bit, you know. Like Drake.
Yep. That's facts.
Yep.
That's facts. And why a lot of these big names don't like talking about it is because they don't want to cause conflict because it affects TV deals, it affects brand deals, it's negative publicity. But a lot of this stuff happens all the time.
Blacklisted.
Internet business has got a lot of weird and shady people with weird practices. And because of personal relationships, a lot of people don't like saying nothing. So even big comedians who know this to be true will not say stuff because they don't want to anger Kevin Hart or align themselves with Katt or whatever it is. But these things happen all the time. All the time.
As a matter of fact, that's why when I went to Bobby Lee's podcast and I went and I told him, so why didn't you want to say nothing about Carlos Mencia stealing your joke? And he's like, well, I said something when he came to my podcast. He's like, okay, but I'm not talking about it. when they did that little video and Joe Rogan was doing that video and everything and stuff, you didn't. They don't want to talk. They don't really want to do all of that. It's not everybody that really wants to have confrontation like that and do stuff like that. They didn't want, you know. But I had to ask him. I had the opportunity, so I did. Mind you, like I said, it's possible that people are gonna have the same similarity in the bits like that. If someone ever comes to me, and it has happened, yo, the bits is similar to that, I'm dropping that shit. I got other jokes. I don't want to even sound like someone or remotely. I don't even want to have someone being like close or me making them remind them. I don't want to remind someone else of another comedian. If it's even.
I can relate to that because earlier in my art career, I used to do a lot of doodle art, like a lot of doodle art. Right, that was my thing. Right, and a lot of people really were like kind of saying, "Oh, you remind me of Vex," and Vex is a really talented artist. He was like one of the few artists that got really popular with doodles, like the character doodles. Not like there are other artists that like did doodles back in the day and stuff like that. But Vex, he did those colorful doodles, like it was like rainbow and they had like color schemes and stuff like that. Uh, and so yeah, he did this stuff right here, right? Like where he did a lot of doodles and stuff like that. And I did my doodles. Obviously, he was way more famous, and he had more detail within his doodles and stuff. And yeah, so like a lot of people did compare my art with his because we had like a lot of like I guess similarities here and there, with like the tentacles stuff like that. I put eyeballs on mine. I didn't put any like designs and tentacles, only sometimes, and I had some differences. And then when I found out who he was, like, oh, cool, like that's awesome. And but then like throughout the years, I'm kind of like, okay, you know what? I want to choose my style because I don't want to be remembered as like, oh, this guy does Vex art kind of thing, right? In my personal opinion, like nothing against him, obviously, because he does incredible art. And so after I kind of like started want to figure out what I want to do with my art, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna come down just a little bit on the doodle art, and I'm gonna start switching up doing character art more than ever, right? And then maybe I could still add my doodle art in some way, in some form, and still keep it alive. And I did do that. So like for example, here is one of the recent designs right here, like the mushroom. I did doodle. It's like kind of like a tattoo kind of thing, right? Oh, let me see if I can move this a little bit right now. Like you see that right there in the corner. Um, or when I add the doodles here, like one little doodle there, and or like I always add them in some way, some form, but they're not like the main subject anymore. Because like I saw them right there. I had them right here in the paintings, like quick doodle, like nothing too crazy detail to them. Or right here, or, so like they became less and less and less. So you see, like this one right here was, like one side was all doodle, another side was characters and stuff, and so yeah, I've been doing it less. I've been still experimenting with it, and I've been using them in a different way with my doodles because again I didn't want to like make an image with the doodles making that image. If that makes sense. So I that's why I started changing my art style a lot more in character designs and like focusing less on the doodles and just focusing more on what I can make myself different from everybody else. And so yeah, like I said, I started adding some new stuff like the white eyeballs, which is not a new thing, but in my way, I forgot to add the white eyebrows on this one. I just like I hate myself that I forgot. But anyway, it's like so like I'm doing my own weird like the shading style and that kind of stuff. So yeah, so that's kind of the direction I decided to go with, and you see like the white eyebrows right here. But yeah, that's why like once I started getting familiar more with that, and I was like, so I started getting more happy because I was doing my own thing, and not I'm not really compared to an artist like to one now anymore, like Vax or anything. Like again, no offense to him or any other doodle artist stuff like that. I just want to do something more that's me and that I feel more confident about and that kind of thing. So I do agree with him. I do feel him about that.
Even close, I'm like, eh.
I don't mind sometimes because like I have a whole bit that I wrote about sleep apnea like 7 years ago. Okay. And then Joy Coy came out with a special recently, and there's some similarities.
Yeah.
Someone pointed it out to me, and I'm like, no, because I have videos of me doing it 7 years ago, so I'm not getting rid of it because I know I did it before him. But two, it's like this is personal to my life. It's real. Mm-hmm. So I don't need to let it go. But I understand the sentiment.
Yeah.
I understand the sentiment. I'm not mad at you for that.
Yeah.
Everyone got to make their choice. What is clear to me, one, They just stole it.
But of course, it's gonna be a context, of course. You know, if I'm
Yeah,
like,
but there's
nah,
one
I'm
punchline. There's one
Yeah.
punchline that I'm like, that's crazy. That's so
Oh,
good.
yeah,
yeah, I
eh?
like that. The rest of it is fine, but there's one that I remember watching his show. I'm like,
But
that's
you know,
pretty much
I'm just like.
That's why I don't watch comics. I don't watch comics.
I understand.
I don't watch anything.
But I'm like, you know what?
Because I don't even want it to like. Because here's the. Sometimes you accidentally steal.
Yep.
You hear.
That is true. Yeah, yeah. When you see a lot of artwork, you do an artwork piece, and then you realize, oh, or at one point, one person will point it out to you. That's similar to this. Oh, really? That happened to me once, and I stopped. I was like, oh, damn, okay. So that's why I stopped looking at artists that's similar art to my style, like graffiti artists, as much. I started looking at other different artists that do different, unique, different styles. So if I get inspired, if I do it in my style, it'll be like different. If that makes sense.
Once. Yep. You coming out talking, and then you get this funny idea, not realize you'd already observed it through osmosis a while back.
You heard some shit 10 years ago.
Yay!
And then you internalize that shit.
I don't watch
Yes.
it. People are like, yo, you see that? I haven't watched this special in like 5 years. 5 years. Other than the comedians that I watch locally, I don't watch nothing. Maybe that's not the best way to improve. I don't care. For me, this is what's working. But moving past that. So they stole it. Okay? I don't want any. They stole it. Some people don't like the idea that people are fighting, arguing about this. They don't like that Katt exposed a lot of these people.
People don't like the idea. It brings another problem because people don't like the idea that a black man is exposing another black man. You know, there's that thing in the community where you can't expose out loud your community because it makes you look bad in front of white people or in front of the large majority of the people in power and stuff like that. And automatically, when you do so publicly, you are viewed as bitter, as jealous, as angry. But people don't ask the questions of what's going on, or they don't assess of, well, maybe what if there's something there, you know? So there's also that. There's also that side of the story where you can't talk about your own in public. There has to be that sort of fraternity, brotherhood that has to be there, that you cannot talk bad upon the person.
I've
it happened in another video that we covered. You know the guy that was covering restaurants? And Ocho Cinco got mad because you cannot give a bad review.
Oh, Keith Lee. Yeah, Keith Lee. You're talking about the Keith Lee reviewer, a food reviewer or TikToker who does reviews for food. That's what he's talking about.
To black people, you can't do that. So there's also that. Someone stealing jokes in your community. Someone stealing jokes in your community is doing a disservice to the community. If you're not airing that thing out, doing a disservice. It's just like the no snitching thing. It's killing everybody out
so
there.
weird,
but
yeah.
you can't talk
I don't
because it's gonna
agree with
make
the
us
no
move
snitching
back.
thing.
I understand, but you're not protecting yourself while doing that. I'm sorry. You were saying?
No, we keep going.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I see as well on that side. There's kind of that side thing that I see as well that I've seen a lot online where you cannot question your own. Never.
Yeah. That's so dumb. I never agree with that.
And then you
I don't agree
just
with that. You
live
should
all
question
that thing, and people. He said a beautiful sentence. It's like winners don't get to let losers tell the story. So there's that thing that sometimes it be your own people, man. Your own community lets you like force you to shut up about certain things because it's not gonna look good. It feels almost like a relic of the past of slavery. You know, it's not supposed to look bad in front of the massa. It's weird. There's also that weird sentiment that I feel whenever that happens. Nah, I can't tell. No, you fucked up, and you're fucking me over. You're fucked up. You're making me. You're stealing from us, but I can't tell you that you steal. No, that's a mess. Anyways,
on this whole topic of like, oh, why is he airing them out publicly? Listen, I don't care if Katt Williams is being loud about it. I really don't care. Because these people were being loud when they stole from him. They were stealing from him on television. Wasn't that loud? When they were engaging in theft on national television?
That's the loudest you could be.
You know, you don't like it, the fact that, oh, there's a little bit of conflict. Bruv, this man committed a crime against me on television and y'all want me to be quiet. I don't care. I don't care if he airs out everybody. I don't care how messy it gets. I don't give a fuck.
I watched the whole interview.
These people
too.
are thieves, and a lot of people are more think it's more important to protect the image of black people rather than rooting out evil people within the community.
Yep.
Okay. People who steal and pilfer. They want to make sure we look good. Meanwhile, there's dirty shit happening in the back. Your clean image doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like it feels like the same thing with like I'm not saying it's the same level of crime with the R. Kelly stuff or whatever, but some people don't want to critique black people so badly that they'll let people do all kinds of nasty shit You're not good for the cause either.
It goes for our churches.
Really? Is that like a? I guess I never paid attention to that kind of like stuff as much, but so there's well, actually, when I think about it, they do that in the Latin community too as well. Not supposed to criticize your own kind, I guess people said, especially from back in the day, right? Especially when you're young, when I was younger, when high school and all that, like the snitching stuff. I never agree with it, honestly. In my thing like that, I was like, what? No, um, yeah. So I guess that is the narrative. I guess I never really thought about it, but yeah, I guess you can't criticize your own race. I guess that's weird. You should, especially if it is your own race, especially if they're messing up, right? You know. Um, So that's weird. That is weird. Like, oh yeah, you can't. They're doing something bad, but you can't criticize them. All right, you're gonna make us look bad. Like,
It goes for families. It goes for a lot of things.
Yes.
It looks good, but you don't want to air it out because because you're at fear that it
oh
won't
yeah,
look good.
yeah, the family thing. Yeah, I know that.
I don't really care about protecting people who steal from others. I don't care about people who care about protecting. I don't care if you're black, white, Chinese, blue. Don't give a. You get the same treatment from me. If you harm your community, if you harm your people, if you harm people in general, you don't deserve protection from nobody. Even if it's my own family member, I may not attack them publicly. If it's my own family member, though, you're not gonna get my protection. Don't care. You want to go around stealing, you need to eat your consequences, hold your accountability for it. You want to steal from people, don't expect me to be jumping through hoops. But y'all here want to be more concerned with protecting everybody, even if they don't deserve it. But you're only going to do that because you're not the one personally affected. That's fake to me. All this talk about community, but the truth is, it's because it's not your own pockets. The truth is, it's not your own work that's being stolen. Because if it was you, you would have hoped to God that your community came to your defense to stop the person who's predating on you. But no, we got to protect our own. Yo, get with that shit.
100%.
What's the point of the community if the moment I get hurt, they telling me to keep quiet, further victimizing myself? You're not going to get none of that support from me. Never. Never. We handle it. We might not handle it publicly, but if you're not able to handle it privately, and you still make, then we have nothing to talk about. You need to come out publicly and fix what you did publicly. I don't want you to steal my shit publicly and then come to say sorry in private. You better get up there and say it. Until you do, then we don't have any amends, and there is no justice, no peace, none of that stuff. That's how I see it. So shout out to Katt. Let him do his thing. Always been one of the greats. We're still one of the greats. And will go down as one of the greats. I love his work, so I support everything he said there. As long as it's true, I don't care how it comes out, even if it's a little funky. Also, shout out to Shane Sharp. He's killing it with the podcast.
He's doing good. And I like the way that he just sat back and let
he runs good
talk
interviews.
your shit. Talk your shit.
He runs good interviews. I'm not gonna lie.
But then what? Oh, word! He was able to pull back when was it? It was the right time to pull back and ask the right question. No. Let's circle back on what you said.
Yep.
Anyways, well, the wife should be submissive to her husband, as the husband should be submissive to Allah. Look that up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Look that up.
Anyways, let us know what you guys think in the comments below. I don't know what you're talking about.
What the fuck? That was random. But yeah, man, it's funny, man. Dude, the Katt Williams, bro. If you look at the Katt Williams,
World stuff right now.
Oh, rest in peace. I was thinking about watching it or not. But yeah, if you look at the Katt Williams interview right now, I'm gonna pull it up right now. It's like it just came out not that long ago, and it's already doing views. Even the clips of him are doing insanely big views. Let's see, Katt Williams, and then everybody's responding like Ludacris, like my God, Kevin Hart. Let's see, where is he? Is it Close Shay? Yeah, it is. Look at this. It's all Katt Williams right now, and it's doing numbers, dude. Numbers, dude. Look at this. Look at this, man. It all started with this one right here. 4 days ago, 32 million views. 4 days ago, the cut only about Steve Harvey and like the comedians, 6.1 million views. And then the Katt Williams and Steve Harvey again, like another part of it, almost a half like a quarter mil, and then like close to quarter mil about the Friday 13, and then the Kevin Hart 2 million. Steve Harvey two almost like half a million, or more than half a million, close to a million about Martin Lawrence. Um, and then like on Taraji P Henson, 1.4 mil on the Jonathan Mayers, almost a million at this point. Like half a like bro is doing numbers. Some of them are even doing like million. Look at that, 1.4 million on the P Diddy and Michael Jackson, all the kind of stuff on Dave Chappelle. Like bro, boom boom. Like it is insane numbers. This YouTube channel right now is making a bunch of money right now. All right, a bunch of money, and I don't blame them for milking the f out of the interview. Like this is a good way to do, like when you get an interview like juicy as this, you always split it like this. Honestly, um, but I think he always does that too. Like it's not like a new thing. It's just less. Like with him, it was a lot more compared to other ones, right? Because it was like longer or something. But yeah, with him, like they did it with him too as well, right? It wasn't doing crazy numbers, right? Like compared to what's doing now. Like the full interview, million. The other ones, not that much. But with Cat Williams, bro, it's insanely crazy numbers right now. So, hey man, GG, bro, GG.